Pay attention, please. Listeners, please
I
pay
think it
attention.
shaved years off my life. I think them coming after me spun my brain and still does in a way that's fractured a part of me that I don't think will ever fix. But these are people that hurt people, and that's their job. Their job is to hurt other people. So, I hope they're proud at night.
Rose McGowan was targeted by Black Cube because she was seen as a threat.
I feel scared here. I don't feel safe.
She feels
Unlike many
scared. She
horrors fans
feels
rape
threatened.
accusers, Rose was intimidated into signing a non-disclosure agreement.
She's protected by the media. She feel threatened. She's attacked. Just pay this attention. See how the media coddle their own. But we as black people, our elitists, these oprahdites and Regina Kings and black people in general ought to be ashamed supporting that Me Too movement and that Black Lives Matter movement and these LGBT movements and organizations. Y'all quit putting all that with the black community. Last season when we had victory, we had a monumental moment within the black community, a history making moment. And they gonna mix that LGBT organization with it, and enough black folks didn't say nothing. Y'all stop mixing all that with our culture. It is not part of our culture. These elitists, these Hollywood boulets do not speak. This hip hop culture do not speak for the black community. I'm sorry. Even some pro black folks that support hip hop, I ain't trying to hear that. It's not part of the black culture. Would y'all please say that that's the black culture? It's a benefactor of the black culture. It's not the black culture, and if it was, in my mind, it failed. So please quit associating the black community and our black culture with hip hop, with these LGBT movements, with these BIPOCs, with this black and brown kumbaya, and stop that, please. Do your research. We're not angry. We're not miserable. Okay? We have facts. We have data. We have the vernacular. We have truth. But it's not represented well. Please pay attention because I'm going to make a brief point.
Paid $100,000 to stay silent.
I went to a
Y'all can
therapist.
watch this on 60 Minutes. It was published
She suggested
February
I go get
25th,
therapy.
2020.
Almost 2 decades after her attack in the wake of Me Too, Rose finally garnered the strength to share her story. But she quickly learned
When the
it
black
wasn't
community
just
was telling you
honesty
about
she was
Weinstein
looking
and
for.
Oprah,
In your mind, you're at war.
Yes,
we was jealous. Let me
I
I'll
have
wait
been
till
ever since I got raped.
But the thing
sick
with
of this.
Harvey Weinstein is he has an army behind him
He has
as
a real
well.
one, but he has an army
Army.
of spies, lawyers, minions. It's an army of the complicit, of people that are going to the mat for a serial rapist because he makes movies that win an Oscar. What?
Do you see it just basically as evil?
Yes, it is evil. It's literally a web of evil.
He's like, got a screw loose. She's not the hero and I'm villain. He's got a screw loose. She's not the hero and I'm villain unless you're in a very childlike. Someone has to be good and someone has to be bad. I mean, how could saying I do the big.
Listen to these narratives, heroes and villains. Listen to them. Listen to how white society use words to build themselves, to overshadow the real narratives and the truths. Just pay attention.
Still, I'll probably sleep tonight, I reckon.
She'll be ashamed of herself.
Rose McGowan continues to inspire the army brought to life by the Me Too movement.
We are free. We are
This is
beautiful. We are strong. And you will never take that from us.
The Me Too movement do not represent the black community.
She's adamant that even if Weinstein wins this battle, they'll be making sure he still loses the war.
He will be tied up in courts for a very, very long time. Hopefully, as long as he lives.
The justice system won't hold him to account. You will.
Oh, I'll be there. He unleashed the hounds of hell on me. I've got some powerful allies too.
You see, she gets support. But when a whole generation, no, a whole race of people, a whole class of people, what are we? When those triggers come to us constantly, at work, going to the store, on public transportations, in the media, what are we? The poor black, what is our representation? That's what I'm saying, the poor black. I'm not talking about these elitists, these oprahdoke supporters, these makers supporters, these BLM supporters. I'm not talking about that. These LGBTs, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the poor black community. The outcast, the low class outcast. American descendants of slavery. Where's our representation? Black folks been telling y'all about Oprah Winfrey and Weinstein for years, but it's not validated until the white folks got something to say about it. We in the black community, we don't even have it in us to resolve our own problems or represent ourselves. Well, it's practically a fight because it's stricken from us. Don't nobody want us to have a voice because we're outcasts. We're angry people. Um, we angry and jealous of everybody's success. Ain't that right? Ashley say so. We're angry. We're bots. Miss Joy Reid, we're bots. We're just angry bots. Yeah. The poor American descendants of slavery. We're angry bots. Yeah. This is what we're fighting against, black community. This is why I'm speaking out now. I would get my commentaries. They'll be more, efficiently done. But for now, let's have these conversations within the black community. Let's teach our youth the difference. Let's show them the facts and the data. Let's not let people use companies and dollars to dictate to us how we're supposed to think and feel, or whether we thinking or feeling. We're not angry. We're preaching the facts. And the truth is is unsettling, very unsettling for a lot of people. Because we're conditioned to think in certain ways, we're conditioned to think white people are superior. We're conditioned to think that. And we're not thinking and not using our research if we're thinking that they don't owe us, or we're thinking that we're not as good as they are, or we don't have no birthrights, or we don't have no rights, that we didn't contribute to society. All of that is conditioning. They're fighting and literally taking our history from us. That's important. To me, it is. I don't know about y'all.
Twitter to call out Oprah. Over the weekend, she
Rose
tweeted,
McGowan.
"I'm glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She's as fake as they come. Hashtag Lizard." Multiple women have accused Russell Simmons of sexual assault and
I'm
misconduct. Last year, Oprah resigned
I'm just briefly going to
producers of the
show.
2020 documentary about the accusations
This ain't what
flooded
I
an
want to show,
inserted
but I'm
public
gonna
pressure
briefly
campaign
show
from 50 Cent and Simmons
something
himself to
and
discredit the
comment on it.
film.
McGowan's criticisms come as the Me Too movement weathers the resignation of Time's Up CEO and president Tina Chen. Chen and Time's Up publicly supported Oprah and Simmons' accusers when Oprah stepped away from the documentary. But the Daily Beast
You
reports
see all
that
these
President
powerful
Chen
people
bashed the
supporting
project, even calling accusers
black
of
elitists when it's
instead of
against
releasing the
our people,
documentary. Culture editor at The Federalist, Emily Jashinsky, joins us now to weigh in.
or they don't support
Emily,
our
what do you think of
people,
all
our
this?
gripes,
This is getting at something really important, and let's just start with Time's Up. Time's Up
or
was
they
always
use our
asking
community,
us
our
to read the
people,
letter thoroughly and
out
method
of our
to see the
community
power
to
structure, which
build
is a power structure, by the way, that they were
their
purporting to
brand.
challenge, and it was just never going to happen. Everybody who was watching this from the
But
beginning,
when the
that
black people,
understand
when
how
we
the
tell,
way
when the
the
pro-black
conversations never
community
go to
tell
happen, and
you
reporting is like the most predictable stuff in the world,
things, oh,
and
we're
we
angry,
used it
we're
as a way to keep that
jealous,
escape rope, and that's what Rose
that
McGowan was talking
narrative
about
really
when she was
needs to
talking about
change.
Oprah. That power structure, I write about this all the time. That
I would
power
like for
structure in the
y'all
media
to
is not
follow up
some
on
of the
this
worst
just to hear what
bit in the media,
they have
period.
to
It
say
is
about Oprah if you want.
valorize
I got
celebrities
this
for
from
access and
The
for cheap
Hill,
clickbait
and it
in a
was
way that
published
makes
on
them seen
September
as
4th,
these moral
2021.
paragons, when in fact they are part of a power structure. And so that's what I like about what Rose McGowan is saying here. Now, the Russell Simmons stuff, Oprah valorize celebrities for access and for cheap clickbait in a way that makes them seen as these moral paragons, when in fact they are part of a power structure. And so that's what I like about what Rose McGowan is saying here. Now, the Russell Simmons stuff, Oprah did say she believed the documentary, and you can decide whether or not this is a BS excuse, but she said she didn't believe the documentary did enough to show what the victims endured. She used that language. So whether or not she actually believes them, it seems as though she's at least publicly saying she does, although that's sort of cagey. But the Weinstein stuff, Rose McGowan attached a picture from 2014. 2014. That's so shortly, like within like years, just a couple of years before this news about Harvey Weinstein broke in the New York Times. Everybody knew about this. All of the
Y'all
reporting is
listen?
out there. It suggests that people knew at least about Weinstein's reputation, his creepy and abusive reputation for years. So why is Oprah kissing him on the cheek? That's a very fair question to ask. And I think what Rose McGowan is getting at is the way that we are conditioned by the entertainment news media to see celebrities as paragons of morality, when in fact they're part of a power structure that can in fact be very abusive.
Yeah, I think that's a really
Exactly.
important point, because I think a lot of people look
Hypocrites.
to Oprah and think
But
that
what
she's
we
some
do,
sort of a,
what we do,
I wouldn't say
let me
an
show you.
advocate necessarily.
Okay? I will make sure that every story we do on this channel, side leader, because when I find some on this story we do on this channel, side leader, because when I find some on your bitch ass too, I'm putting it out here too. This ain't no
I Smoke Hip Hop,
I'm on you niggas.
published August 23rd, 2021. Shout out to I Smoke Hip Hop.
Subscribe to Tasha K. Unwind with Tasha K.
Okay? I will make sure that every story we do on
Okay.
this channel, side leader, because when I find something on your bitch ass too, I'm putting it out here too. This ain't no threat, it's a promise. I'm on you niggas now, okay? Y'all want some conscious content? I'm on you. Black woman.
I don't support this commentary, nor do I support Tasha K. Rhetoric against polite. In fact, you will hear my brief commentary, and I'm sorry for listeners making these long videos. I'm gonna do better, but please be patient and just receive the positive messages and have these conversations with the community is all I asked. But my point is, one of my points is, and I'll comment a little bit, elaborate a little later, just briefly. We quick to tear each other down. We so thirsty. These podcasts and profiles using black people, all these D.L. Hugleys and stuff, they don't speak for the black community. She trying to tear down the whole black community because, and call it the conscious community, no, we're awakened. The black community is enlightened and awakened. Okay, that's how I look at it. Okay, I'm cool with the conscience because we have the higher conscience through data and information that is irrefutable. And yes, when you have that, it would embolden, it would strengthen you spiritually to know of yourself, and you would develop a higher conscience. Paraphrasing, but I hope y'all get my point. But yes, I'm cool with the conscious community. I'm cool with that term, but it's not the conscious community. We are awakened. It's our time. It was predestined. This ain't nothing. It's something that should have been happened. Okay, and these a lot of things need to be addressed within the Black community, and I'm gonna leave it like that. Um, yeah, if Polite is sitting up here doing things and putting himself in that position, yes, it needs to be addressed. But don't go accusing the whole Black community and be so thirsty to impress these white folks and call yourself God and all this kind of stuff, female God or whatever, and trying to bring down the Black community. You Ashley say so's are wrong for that. Using y'all platforms to build off of Black people. Quick to do it now. You speak on white people too from time to time, but you rarely getting paid and got your brand built off of Black people and exposing and exploiting Black people. And that's okay. It's a legit thing, but quit being so thirsty to tear down the whole Black community. All you Black podcasters.
Quick. A vast majority of American lives oppressed black men is more comfortable. Black woman is hot. That's why he anointed us. Because you need it quick.
Nah, you deceive and misleading our people. And I will say other things at another date.
I mean, half of y'all, if you still have some
And this is the rhetoric we support within the Black community, but yet we do it to ourselves, Black community. Watching all this BET, MTV stuff. This is not for the Black community, young Black youth. They are misleading us. They giving y'all little nasty people and all this hip hop street mentality, and then don't think that that won't turn against us. I speak on more of these types of situations on other
You're talking
videos.
the vast majority of toxic American black men who allow this motherfucker, paid him, bought his business, bought his Ferrari, bought the bitches he was giving STDs to. I let you. Because you need somebody to save you because the white men that oppressed you made your punk ass like that.
She don't know what she's talking about, and she married to an African dude. I guess she think she can just really speak for Black America because she done married a Black African.
He don't need to look up or down to nobody because he is it. He is it.
No, dear, you it.
You niggas are looking for daddies, and this is your daddy right here. This is your daddy.
Calling Black men. Quick to blast the Black man, ain't you? The Black community, I'm sorry. Without your facts. And then you're going to take down the whole Black community or the conscious community. Mm-mm-mm. If y'all want to support Tasha K, go ahead. But know your worth, please. Black youth, know your worth.